Hi everyone, I'm going to be taking you through how to move this deal along. So it's been submitted and we're going to go through how to move it from approved all the way to funded and complete. And we're going to also go over the conditions. So I'm starting off in my mortgage request section. This is where I submitted it. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom. Now, some lenders will give you that approved status right in the system. They'll come and update it themselves here, and you'll get an email that you have an approval, and they'll even put their conditions in the conditions and documents section. Some, however, will just email you. That's no problem. If they emailed you the approval, you just have to come and trigger that this deal has been approved yourself. So come back right next to where you chose your lender, above where you input the notes and submit it. You have this green approved button. Just click on that button and that will update the status now to approved. And it also gives me the date, which I can easily click to change or clear if I need to take it back a step. From here, I'm pretty much going to be in the conditions and documents section, as I've finished with this section really now. So I go and find my conditions and documents, and if my lender had added their conditions in, they'll just be at the bottom of this section with any notes that they have and even the letter of commitment. So let's talk about this section for a minute, how to populate this section, because you will start off with a blank slate in here, so you won't have any conditions yet. A couple ways to add them. This section, though, just so you're aware, is really does a lot of things. So this is where you're going to create your conditions list, where you'll collect the conditions, request them from client, send them to lender, store them. You can action out e-sign from here. You can collect bank account statements from here. Everything is really possible to do in this section by selecting this actions button here. Okay, so first way to get these conditions added in is the manual way, and I'll just click this add upload conditions button, choose whatever condition it is I want to add. I can add any notes here or I can leave them for afterwards, and I just hit add condition. Okay, that condition would then be added onto my list here. And I just keep going through and doing that one by one with all my conditions. Worth noting that your signed commitment is here under signed documents. So if the lender didn't add it themselves, or to get that accepted status, we'll want to add this one in. And compliance forms are here. Okay, so if I click, for example, BC Form 10, I want to add that, click to add condition. It will add it to my list, and then I can generate it in the system. Alternatively, another way to add these conditions in is with our smart conditions, and that's basically setting them to auto add depending on what filters you give them. So for example, I could set that I want a pay stub to show up every time I have a salaried employee, or maybe I want a Form 10 to show up on every single one, so I wouldn't give that filters. See our next training session in these 20-minute live sessions. So that can be found by clicking the menu and 20-minute sessions. This is probably where you found the link to this one. If not, please be aware that this is here. It's super, super helpful. Today we're assuming you've already covered these first two. And Smart Conditions Client Portal, this is the perfect natural next step to take, particularly with setting up these smart conditions that I'm speaking to. So to set these to automate, watch that. It's really simple to do, and it's going to save you a lot of time and ensure that you are not missing a thing. Okay, so now I'm going to go over how to get my client consent for credit, how to easily generate it in the system and send to my client to sign. So that's just another condition, clicking, scrolling down to find my client consent here, and then choosing to add. And I'd scroll down, find where that is under compliance forms. Here we go, client consent for credit. Very easy to create. Just hit this one create PDF button and you're good to go. You see this little paperclip means that I have a document there. I can also click this view document to take a look and see what exactly that looks like. Okay, this wording can be changed in the admin account, so see admin account training instructions for that. In order to send this out then to my client to sign, I just need to check this little box here and come up to my actions and choose to send my documents only or conditions and documents. So if I select this, it pops up with an email. I can quick add my borrower's email address by clicking the drop down, otherwise I'll just enter it in here. I can customize this note. You can even write details in here, anything that you want. And I've got my form attached here, so all I'd have to do is hit send, and that will go through to my client. They can then reply to that email and attach the signed copy there, and I can just come back and find my condition and click to upload that signed copy from file by just clicking the upload, or I can drag and drop it over. Okay, very easy to do. Other compliance documents, we have this shortcut menu on the left side here, so just above where I can pop into my deal sections. Depending on the province that you have it set, that province's forms will show up. So you just have to click on the name of one of them to add, and they would add, again, down in my compliance forms section. Because I'm BC, I've chosen the BC forms. So let's look at the fixed credit as an example. Just click on it, and all I need to do to make this populate is choose the product. So I can either choose my submission product, which will autofill the fields for me, or I can choose the custom product here. And custom will allow me to fill them in myself. Once I've done that, I can just add in cost of credit details, any fees and costs, click to add, value received or given by borrower, and just fill out all the rest of it and choose to create PDF. And again, that will generate my document, which I can view by just clicking on this little paperclip symbol. From here, to get my status to move along to accepted, I just need to have my letter of commitment uploaded, or at least click that it's been signed. Okay, so I've got my signed commitment condition. I showed you earlier how to add it. I just click on it, and I can either click this unsigned button to change it to signed, or if I upload something from file, it will update my status. So we'll click unsigned here, updates to accepted. The next step from here, I want to move it to funded and waiting to close, is once all my lender conditions have been met, I just check off this check mark, lender conditions met, to say that that's done, and it will update to waiting to close. Okay, from here, my next step is automatic, so it will happen on its own. 5 days after this closing date, it will automatically change to funded and awaiting payment. Okay, so it changes on its own. I don't have to worry about it. From there, once that's done, once payment's gone through, and this may be on your end or on your compliance officer's end, depending on your office's preference, I can choose to click, there'll be a button here that will say payment received. That's what will trigger the status to move to complete, and this will move along on my dashboard, and it will be in that finalized status for CRM purposes. Okay, in terms of submitting my compliance package, we do have this compliance package feature. There was a quick video on how to do that, so be sure to check out that video. Very, very easy to do, but every office has different practices, so some offices will just keep their compliance documents in here and have their compliance officer go straight in the deal. So be sure to check with your compliance officer on what the next step would be from here. Thanks, everyone.